Well, you guys see all that dirt right there? You guys know we start on the outside. Yep, we're detailing the 2016 Traverse today. It's Sunday, and I was going to detail my Navigator, but this one's coming first because it's more dirty and it gets driven a lot more. So let's go ahead and start on the outside. Just drove it yesterday to my cousin's birthday party, and that's about an hour and 15 minutes away. So yeah, it probably got more dirt and some salt on it that's left on the roads, but it's pretty dirty. All the windows are dirty inside and out. Nothing beads off this thing whatsoever. Yep. She needs it. Still need to. Eventually, I'm going to get him a back wiper. I keep forgetting to do it. My grandpa bought one, but bought a size 13 instead of a size 12. So, yeah, the camera might show it's kind of clean, but you can probably also tell it's really dirty. You can definitely tell it needs it big time. Tires are, the wheels and tires aren't even super shiny. Yeah, it needs done pretty good. So, and yeah, it looks shiny in the video, but when it's done, it'll look real shiny. So yeah, you can see how bad the windshield is. It's just dirty. It needs done. I haven't actually gave it a full detail, so this will be the first time fully detailing it. Yeah, the door jambs they're pretty dirty. This will be a few hour job. Door jambs usually takes quite a long time. The dash has a lot of dust on it. Some dog hair. And I'm gonna put some leather care on the seats. Yeah, you guys can see it needs detailed. Now that there's nothing in the back right now, the whole thing's gonna get detailed. Which I probably would have taken everything out anyways. Yeah, you guys get the idea. Dirty as hell. But it gets driven almost every single day. So. Usually the trunk jams or hatch jams are usually the worst. Yeah, you can see really right there how bad it is. Nothing but VLR can fix. It's going to take quite a bit, but I know I can get this thing looking really good. And it'll really shine considering it is a 2016. And the paint's still in really good shape on it. It's only got 88,000. It's not really high mileage either. They bought this thing with 30,000 in 2019. So they put quite a few miles on it. They actually do drive this quite a bit. I would imagine they would still have their 2009 if it didn't have all the issues. I never cleaned that one at all. That one had 140,000 when they got rid of it because the transmission was starting to act up on them. And you know, the 2009s were pretty problematic with the engines and transmissions. These ones were actually better. The engines weren't much better, but they weren't as problematic as the 09s through 2012s. Actually, the 09s through 11s are the worst. 2008, I'm sure too. I think they had 2008 Traverses. Yeah. But okay. You guys get the idea. Didn't really show back here good. Yep. The whole thing's getting done. And yeah, you see some mud prints from their dog and scratch marks on the seat, dirt marks on the seat. Yeah, you guys get the idea. This will take a while. I gotta go get my grandpa's pressure washer out of the barn. I still gotta get everything out here. I just pulled it here. So, don't forget my undercarriage washer, so I'm gonna lay in the grass and do it underneath. But alright, let's get to work. It's 12:47 now. We'll see what time it is when I get back with you guys after it's done. Well, since it's a Sunday and then I don't have to worry about getting a customer their vehicle back, and I got plenty of time to do this, and my grandma and grandpa aren't paying customer, because why would I charge them to clean their vehicles? I figured I'd show you guys the steps I do for washing stuff, because I mainly just do before and afters, but since it's Sunday, yeah, I'll be wasting more time, but it's Sunday and it's 12:47. I got all evening to do this. So I got my grandpa's Bauer pressure washer out. It does work good. And, I'm going to get it done. And then I'm going to also show you guys the stuff I'll be using to do the interior. Now, all the stuff I bring doesn't mean it's all the stuff I'm going to use, but I'll show you one of the main cleaners that I like the most. This Mother's VLR. This is what I use in door jams now. It just works the best on floor mats, door jams. It works well on the dash. I'll usually use this on the dash if it's real dirty. Gives it a nice smell. And then I'll use my other stuff, but I gotta refill it. So that's why I keep a gallon with me all the time. Bought this from Amazon for like 31 bucks. So it's nice to have a gallon of that. And then another thing I'm going to be absolutely using is Turtle Wax Wheel and Tire Cleaner. Now, you can use this on factory wheels only. As you can see on the back. Need to find it. Do not use on non-factory painted wheels or motorcycle wheels, because this thing has some stuff in it that could take off the chrome or whatever. So don't use this on non-factory wheels. This don't have factory wheels, but those are factory Ford Bronco wheels, so I know this stuff will be good, and I can use them on that because those are factory Chevrolet wheels. So you just got to read this stuff, but it works really well. It gets all the grime off. And then a spray wax I like to use, that I might use, is this one. I use this on a lot of vehicles, but I don't always use this, so I may use that, I may not. And then another thing I'm going to be absolutely using, this is my jug falls out, Mother's Protectant. The best smelling and the longest lasting stuff I've ever used from any other. Turtle Wax works pretty good. McGuire's works good, but this, I know there's people out there that don't like those greasy shines, but this is one of those that have greasy shine. But it works really well and smells amazing. Most of the time when I put this in vehicles, it smells all the cars up. Same with the VLR. And I'm about low on that too, so I made sure to grab the gallon of protectant that I got. It was the same price as the VLR, so I just keep a gallon of those two, since they're very common items that I use. I'll be using my foam cannon and this Armor All soap. Never used it before, and I used it a couple times. This stuff foams really well. I'll even show you guys that. Another soap I use all the time is Turtle Wax, the light green stuff. I really like that too, but I like the way that foams a little better. So, yep. Got my washing brush. This is the best brush I've ever had. As long as you don't drop it on the ground. Then there's my wash bucket. I always clean it real good. Clean my brush real good before I use them, so you don't get any of that crap on the paint. Got to get this guy out. And then I got other stuff over here. These are all dirty and these are all clean. Here's another stuff that's going to be absolutely usable. Slick Glass by Turtle Wax. I don't use any of the Rain-X glass cleaners. This is pretty much the only glass cleaner I use. It's got ceramic in it and it makes the water bead off and it smells great. After using this stuff, I don't use anything else. But this is good stuff. The problem is, my local Walmart doesn't carry it no more. That was the barn door closing. I ended up getting this from a Walmart from like 35 minutes away from me. So, yeah, I'll just have to see on the website. But that's one I really like. And this stuff's good too. I use this sometimes, but as you can see, I'm about out of it. I like it too. I'll use it on... Sometimes I'll use this on people's vehicles. You know, people that don't like that greasy stuff. That stuff works pretty good. And I don't really use this. I've only used it once. But you guys get the idea. All the stuff I use. So I gotta get this out. Actually, that's all the stuff, all the wax stuff I brought, so I probably will have to use that. And my leather cleaner that I'm going to use is this. I have not used this yet. So, but yeah. So I'll be seeing how it works. The Luke's leather works pretty good, or the Lux leather. That's good shit. But I'll be trying this out on the Traverse today. So pretty much all this stuff is everything I'm going to be using. All the stuff you see set out. Might not seem like a lot, but it is. And then there's my washing stuff. So, yeah, I should have brought more wax cleaner. I didn't think about it. Yeah, I didn't bring enough things. Yeah. And then, of course, I'll be putting a little tree air freshener in there. So, all right, guys, let's get to work. All right, got it plugged in. Got the wand hose all the way out. Got the water hooked up and turned on, and I already primed the pressure washer, so it's ready to go. So I'll show you guys the first step I usually do and where I usually start. I'll usually start in the windshield here. I'll flip the wipers up. I always do. And get these leaves out of here. I never usually do that, but since there's quite a bit, I'm going to. So, and this thing does have Bosch Focus wipers on it, so those are really good wipers. So, get these out of here. The pressure washer will knock some of these leaves off. Or will knock whatever little tiny bit is here off. This would be detail number 4, but with all the steps in there. So, get the leaves out of this side, put this wiper up. And there we go, look how dirty that is. Yep, wipers are still great on this. They're Bosch ones, they don't go bad quick. My dad has those same wipers on his green truck, and they've been on there for 4 years now. So, even his last set of Bosch wipers lasted the same amount of time. But there's actually still a little bit of soap in here from a long time ago, but okay. So the white pressure washer tip is the one I use because it's the least aggressive and has the least pressure. Little pressure as possible on these car paints. This is well water. I don't like using well water, but that's what I'm gonna have to do. But yep, I'll usually just start on the windshield and all that stuff. So let's go for it. I'm gonna turn the thing a little bit. Let's go. And I'm just gonna rinse the rest of the vehicle off. But yeah, I don't put any soap on first. I just rinse it off first with just plain water. So I'm gonna finish it up because it's easier with two hands. And we'll go on to step number 2. Rinsed it all off. You guys can see it's still really dirty, but it hasn't been washed in a little while. But time for step number 2. I got my wash bucket with my Armor All soap. Okay, I'm back. So since I got my bucket and stuff, I won't be using the tank on the pressure washer any. I turned the pressure washer off because I'm just gonna use the pressurized water to fill the bucket up. I already rinsed it out, as you can see. So get my soap in there, then we can start going for it. I do go pretty heavy on the soap to make it bubble up as much. Might look like a lot, but it really foams up nice when you put it on. So that's why I don't measure nothing, just pour it in, but just fill it up now. I got it like half full. I'm gonna go to the backyard and use the hose there because it was taking a long time with my grandpa. It's pressure washing right now, so I'll just finish it off. Yeah, I did get a little too much, but it'll be fine for that thing. Here's the backyard hose. Detail number 4 is going to be good and long, but I kind of want to show you guys the steps instead of just the before and after. Okay, that's not going to work, so we'll just go inside and do it. Okay, we'll just use the kitchen sink. Let's go warm and put some hot water in there with it. Let that go. It's all full. Alright, I'm going to finish up the car, and we'll go to step number 3, which should have been step number 2, but that's okay. Well, it's rinsed off. I bet you guys have seen by now that I went step number 1 and then step number 3. So, and the reason I did that because you guys know I skipped step number 2 and went on to number 3, which was what I just did. So, yeah. It's time for step number 3. There's a little bit of soap there, which is we own tire cleaner. It's usually step number 2, but it's still step number 2. But I did step number 3 and got ahead of myself. So we're just gonna call this back to step number 2. And I forgot my tire brush, so I'm just gonna spray it on there and just let it sit. And then I'm just gonna have to rinse it off because I forgot my scrub brush, but it's okay. But yep, we're just going to do all 4 wheels and tires. Alright, now it's rinse them off. Let it sit for a bit and rinse them off. Yeah, I wish they sold this in a gallon, but I checked and they don't, so unfortunately, but it's it is what it is. I just got done with the wheels, and I took whatever water and soap I had left in my bucket, went over the whole Traverse again, and I almost didn't have enough, but I did have enough for the whole thing. And then I also took the brush and soap and went over the tires and wheels, so yeah, you can see it's looking way better. But I got one more step for the outside, and I think I forgot my dry chamois too, so I'm gonna have to either blow dry it or just let it dry itself. It'll get water spots on it, but I usually do another step after everything's all washed anyway. And probably little soap spots, but you guys can see it's looking a lot better. Looking really good. The windows are starting to be just a tiny bit just using soap. Yeah, you guys can see how much shinier it's looking. But it'll be even shinier because we're ready for foam cannon. Just gonna get her topped off with more soap and then fill it up all the way with water. And then I always go to the maximum for foam. So I am definitely gonna film this side so you guys can see how it looks. Okay, got her filled up, and it's almost 2:30 already. So I've been working on the outside for almost 2 hours. I put warm water in here like I did the bucket a little bit. Topped it off with more warm water to make it get the dirt a little easier. It's not hot, but all right, let's get the camera set up, get the foam cannon onto the pressure washer wand, and get her going. That's how much we used. Yeah, I know we used a lot, but it's not bad for a big vehicle and having the maximum amount of foam. Yeah? Look at that sliding right off there. But I don't just rinse it off from here. I'm not going to film this part, but I'll just use my brush and go over the whole entire thing with the brush to make it as clean as possible. And that's how I get a vehicle looking really clean. All these different steps. So let's get her done and then rinse her off and move on. Then we'll be done with the outside. Got her all rinsed off. And like I said, I forgot my dry chamois, so I'm going to have to just sit here and let it dry on its own. Now it's time for step number 5. And I'll tell you what that is here in a minute. I'll just give you a walk around to the outside. Yeah, it cleaned up real nice. I got another outside thing to do, but I usually wait until I'm done with the inside and all that. Yeah, you guys can see how much shinier it is than when I started the video. Yep. There it is. And I do leave the wipers up. So, step number 5 is getting the floor mats out and pressure washing them. That way, when the inside's done, it'll be nice and dry. Since these are rubber mats, don't have to worry about them staying wet all afternoon. I probably wouldn't even pressure wash them if they were cloth, but I'm not even going to film pressure washing those. I'm just going to show you how dirty they are and then show them to you afterwards. So, the inside's going to take the most time. So the outside is 242, so almost, it took pretty much 2 hours to do the outside, but this one was pretty dirty, so. But now it's clean now. Wait until it dries, and then the very last thing will come up. So let's get those mats out and get them clean. didn't get the mats out quite yet, but I'm going to show you guys another thing that I did. I usually don't do this, but I just went ahead and pressure washed the door jambs, but I didn't use pressurized water from that because I didn't want to get it all over the inside. I just turned the water on, kept the pressure washer off, and just got all the real caked on stuff off. I usually don't do that in vehicles, but this one I did because there was a lot of room in the door jambs. I got very little water inside, so. But yeah, this took 15 extra minutes, but there's still some stuff on there. But I got some of the real heavy stuff off, that way I don't have to use as many microfibers. I didn't do the top because I didn't want it to drip inside, but you can see it's still dirty, but it'll make it easier for me to clean them doing this step. So you can see they cleaned a little tiny bit, but they're still really dirty. Like I said, this will really help me out, especially for back here, because this was the worst. It's not as caked on as it was, so that's good. Yeah, this really, it takes 15 extra minutes, but it saves you from using a lot more spray and microfiber cloths, especially on the bottom of the doors and over here. Yeah, you can see just doing that cleaned them up a little bit. Let's get the mats out and pressure wash them. Guys, I got step number 5 done about hour and a half ago, which was pressure washing foam canning these mats. You can see they look a lot better. It's now 4:22. Yeah, and step number 6 is to vacuum out, and I already got that done to save time and make it less of a video. So there it is. Step number 7 is door jambs next. That's what I'm going to do next. So I might as well fill both of those up. Get door jambs done. Yeah, it looks a lot better. There's still a little dirt in here, but it's way better. Alright, let's get it done. Alright, got both my mother's bottles filled. Time to do door jambs. Temperature's definitely dropping, and the time is definitely going quick. So I'm just going to probably move on to the rest of the steps. Well, okay, after door jambs, I'll tell you the next step, and then I'm going to just immediately end the video and start doing it, so I can get this all done, because I still got to do door jambs, got to do windows, dash, clean. Yeah, I still got quite a bit to do, so. Oh yeah, and I got to wax it, so I'm going to get moving. 6:09. I didn't get to the waxing or the leather or cleaning the seats, but the windows are cleaned. I don't know how clean they are because I kind of went quick over them because it's already 6:09. Got the mats in, but there was freaking frozen water in them, so, but I didn't really want to wait for them to dry, so I'll just keep the heat on, I guess. Let them thaw. I know that's not the way to do it, but it's dark. It looks good. Yep. I still got things to put away, so, but it definitely looks better. Yeah, I can't believe those froze. I didn't even, that says 46 degrees, but it must not be. So I guess Yeah, I didn't even know those would be iced over. Hate it when details don't get all the way finished, but it is what it is. I'll make another video on it next time though I do it. So I left a couple steps out, but oh well. At least it's clean though. The windows aren't filthy like they were. I bet you during the daylight though it won't. Yeah, they don't look, well, yeah, they definitely don't look that great. So I'm definitely going to go over it again, make it look better, but it just got dark on me. I couldn't really see the windows. Yeah, sucks, but it is what it is. I'll definitely go over them again. If it was a Saturday night, it wouldn't be a big deal, but yeah. Yeah, at least the dash is shining now. So definitely got to go over this thing again. Okay, I'm going to move it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So, I don't like ending details like this, but well, it's happened before, so. But I can always go over it again.